I've been a strong advocate in language now in my older years, and at first culture. The very first time I heard about our culture, because I grew up believing in what was written about us in the mainstream education and the history books, uh, and I didn't read the history books. It was what was told to me by older students or older cousins, and what was being taught, and of course cartoons and the portrayal. But my first experience in our history and culture was by a wonderful elder by the name of Newell Knockwood. He's no longer alive, and at the Cody Institute in St. FX in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And I went there, and he came in, and it was a all indigenous training program, training us, of course, to be alcohol and drug counselors. So we were being all groomed to deal with the problem at hand, which is really the it's not a cultural thing. It's a created environment, that created system that created that situation. So I was my first time. I was 19 years old. I had experience. He did a pipe ceremony, and he spoke to us in the language, and said that we are not what we've been led to believe. So that we have our own way of communicating with our ancestors to the spirit world. We have our own way of worship. We always have, our ancestors always have had. We have a way of knowing, we know our homeland, what they would understand as geography. We know about our ancestry, our stories. This is history, and we know about mathematics much more in an expansive way. And he said that this is math that they're teaching us, but we know much more than that. What our language is teaching us. And I couldn't believe I had a spiritual awakening, and that turned my life around, and that's been my first building block towards what I wanted to help recreate, or return to our communities. And that was our cultural worldview, our history, and the truth of who we are as a people, and so on. So that's been my life's work